as a black man living in America, sometimes we forget how powerful images are. A lot of times we forget how powerful images are, whether it's picture or whether it's movies or whether it's music videos or whether it's TV shows or ratchet twerking videos on social media. We forget how powerful those images are, whether it's good or bad. And what do I mean? Let's rewind. In the 80s, the Cosby Show made black people proud of the family unit. It did that. It made black people proud to have a community, to have a black nuclear family. That's what that show did. Another thing that show did was it spiked college enrollment for young black people. Why? Because of a different world. That's what these two shows did. That's how powerful it was in the 80s. Now, look at the opposite side of that. All the negative movies, all the violent movies, all the ratchet TV shows, all the negative things that Hollywood has been pushing about black people, about black images. That is the reason why, as a black person, no matter what country you go to, when they see a black man, the first thing that comes to their mind is, he is violent, he is ghetto, he is mean, he is aggressive, he is hood. These are some of the things that go through those people's mind as soon as they see a black person. And that black person can even be a native in that country, but that's how they see them. And why are we talking about that today? Well, because, the dance he did started trending. Everybody's not doing the dance. It's turned into Kendrick Lamar dance challenge. Everybody's doing it, right? But there's two videos that I saw that hit me different. And today, my brothers and sisters, we are going to listen and see why those two videos hit different, okay? Let's get to it. Hello, welcome to Reactions and Reviews. I'm your humble host, Eze. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show. Now, the first video is very long, very, very long. But my brothers and sisters, just listen to this lady. Listen to this lady, and you can see how what you and I just saw as, that's just Kendrick performing. This lady, it hit her different. It hit her different. Okay, let's go.
One of the lines that has become clear to me in Kendrick Lamar's performance last night is 40 acres and a mule. And that line is particularly potent for many Black Americans. And it happens to be a line that I remember from my education growing up in grade school in the Bronx. And I vaguely remember what it was about. It was something that was promised enslaved people. I can't remember whether I was told it was before or after emancipation, but it had to do with the Civil War. And I've since had my memory refreshed. And it was something that the federal government promised enslaved people that they would get. And it would help them get a head start. But as with many promises given to Native Americans, they didn't come through. And I never really equated 40 acres and a mule because it was not something that really ever touched my life. But in thinking about it this morning, I never really equated it with something else that was very important to American life, which was the Homestead Act. Now, if you don't recall the Homestead Act, for some reason, there's a lot of American history that really stayed with me. And the Homestead Act was an act that the federal government felt was extremely important because they wanted to populate the Midwestern part of our country, the prairie. And so they offered 160 acres free and clear to people who would farm the land, ranch the land. I guess it was really only good for farming, but they would give free and clear 160 acres to people, and they had mapped out a huge swath of prairie land. And it was white people who took that land, and that's how a lot of our Midwest cities came into being. And they didn't rescind that promise. They gave 160 acres to people free and clear. And all they had to do was stake it out. And this may be apocryphal, but I seem to remember in class hearing how there was a date and they had people lining up and they set off a bell and you could just go and stake out your plot of land and it was yours and you could farm it. And that was the beginning of generational wealth for a lot of white people. A lot of these people came from Germany and Middle European countries, and they got a stake in this country.
If you made it this far, hit that like button and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm. So hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to let you know every time I upload a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? To an average black person, it went over their head. What Kendrick was trying to do went over their head. You understand what I'm saying? But to this lady, it sparked up something in her. And to her, it wasn't just a performance. It was something totally different. Something totally different. That's how powerful images are, my brothers and sisters. That is how powerful images are. Let's go to the next video.
Hi, white woman here. I'd like to talk about the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. It was absolute perfection in every way. The artistry, the symbolism, the music. You know, here's the thing. Even if it wasn't your type of music, it was still really amazing how each song with the performance meshed together with the message. The opening sequence when he was on the car and then he was in the middle of the flag, the way I looked at that was America was built on the backs of Black people, slaves. That's how America was built. Okay. And that's how I took that scene. And when he said 40 acres and a mule, I didn't know that that's what was offered to slaves. I had no idea because guess what? I wasn't taught that. And the one thing for someone like me, I grew up in white America, Southwest Pennsylvania. Okay. Like 90% of my area is white people. So I grew up, the only reference I have for Black culture is through music. I grew up with Tupac, Dr. Dre, NWA, Ice Cube, Mystical, and Master P, even Biggie and Puff Daddy. I mean, I hate to say that, but that was just like growing up in the 90s, right? Like those were who a lot of people listened to. My first major news story was Rodney King. That's how I was introduced to how Black people are treated in America. Like Black music for someone like me, I used it as like a learning tool. Like, oh my God, I had no idea this was going on. Like, oh my God, this is what I should, learn more about. Like I took it as, education. Obviously I liked the music, but I actually listened to what was being said, and then as much research as I could do at the time, talking to friends or whatever, and, reading, going to the library, going through the card catalog, reading about things. Because we were never taught things in school. I was taught that George Washington had wooden teeth, had no idea that he had teeth made from his slaves. Like, no idea, because we weren't taught that. So I used Black music to teach me. And I also want to say, for the white people out there, that Super Bowl was for the Black community. That was for Black people. It was to us. We need to take that and we need to learn from it, because that messaging and that symbolism was so important. We cannot let that slip away from us to learn from and do better.
And there you have it, my brothers and sisters. There you have it. You see, that's how powerful images are. But a lot of times, a lot of us, because of money, we don't care about the image we put out there. What is our sisters twerking? What is our brothers sagging? What is our brothers making those drug dealing movies? What is our brothers making those violent gangster movies? we forget that image we're putting out there. It means something to other people. And you see, like this lady said, she was raised as a white girl. All her life, all she knows is what her community taught her. It took Kendrick, that 4-minute, 5-minute halftime show, to hit this lady, to move something in her, to talk the way she was talking in that video, because she didn't know. All she knew was what her family told her about black people, or what she saw on TV, or like she said, the rap music she heard. Now, why did I make this video? I made this video to remind our brothers and sisters, we have to be careful what we say and the image we put out there. Because to us, it may just be, let me just do this and just put it out there. But to other people, it means something totally different. It means something totally different. And based on how they see it and based on how they receive it is how they will see that person and his people and his race and his group. Now, what do you guys think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Either way, leave your comments below so we can start this conversation. Until the next video, stay safe in the streets. Later. That will wrap it up for today's episode. And thank you for joining me. So please, leave a comment below. If you agree, if you disagree, it doesn't matter. Leave the comment below. And also, you tell me what you want me to cover. You tell me what you want me to discuss and what you want me to react to, okay? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let's rebuild the Black nuclear family. It is needed, okay? God bless.